Every May, working runners across India ask the same question: did I suddenly lose fitness? The answer is no. But the feeling is completely real and it has a specific mechanism. Your aerobic base does not disappear because the calendar moved to May. What changed is the cost of running. Think of it this way: your body has a fixed budget of output for any given effort. In February, most of that budget went towards locomotion, moving forward, turning over, and covering distance. In May, a significant portion of that same budget gets redirected. Before your legs even get their allocation, your thermoregulatory system has already placed a large order. Cooling, core temperature management, skin blood flow, sweat protection. Your body is not underperforming. It is doing exactly what it is designed to do. Let me be specific about what heat does. The moment you start running in heat, your core temperature begins climbing faster than it would be in a cool conditions. Your body has a narrow acceptable range of core temperature, roughly around 37 to 40 degrees Celsius. Above that, performance degrades sharply. Your brain starts giving signals to slow down before your muscles actually fail. The second one, cardiovascular drift. This is the one that shows up in your data most clearly. Even if you hold pace perfectly constant, your heart rate will climb through a summer run. Not because you are working harder, because your heart is now serving two circulatory demands simultaneously: blood going to the skin for cooling, and also blood going to the muscles for movement. The same pump, more demand. Cardiovascular drift during a run is a real thing in summer. Then the plasma volume. Sweat is not just water, sweat is blood plasma. As you sweat, plasma volume drops. Lower plasma volume means thicker blood. Thicker blood is harder to pump. Stroke volume falls. HR has to compensate. Performance falls further. 1% body weight loss to dehydration has measurable performance impact. 2% is very significant. In a hot, humid condition, you can hit 1% loss within the first 20 minutes of a run if you have started underhydrated, which most of the working professionals do because they spend 8 hours in an air conditioned office forgetting to drink water. Now, add the variable that generic summer running advice always ignores, because most running advice is not written for the people balancing training with work, commuting, sleep debt, and real life. If that's you, consider subscribing. This channel is built for working professionals. You do not wake up, train, eat, sleep, and repeat. You wake up possibly after a broken sleep because your bedroom reached 29 degrees at 2 am. You commute in heat in a crowded metro or a car before 9 am. You sit at desk for 8 hours, largely dehydrated because the AC makes you feel like you don't need water. You absorb meeting stress, screen fatigue, decision load, and also you commute back. And then somewhere in the day you try to run. By the time you lace up, your body has already been managing thermal stress for 12 to 14 hours. Your resting heart rate may already be elevated. Your glycogen may already be partially depleted. Your sleep debt is compounding weekly. The same 10-kilometer run costs significantly more than in February. This is the working professional's tax. It is real, it is cumulative, and it is also completely absent from most of the training advice because most training advice is written for the people whose only job is to train. The most common summer mistake is not undertraining. It is applying winter logic to a summer environment. Running by ego pace in 88% humidity is not grit. It is accumulated fatigue. Underfueling because it's just a 10k in conditions where your body is running two energy intensive system simultaneously is not efficiency. And skipping electrolytes because you drank enough water misses the mechanism entirely. Hyponatremia, that is low blood sodium from excessive plain water intake without electrolyte replacement, is a real risk in prolonged heat running. Water alone is not the answer. And forcing every run to be a performance test, because that is how you ran in January, is the fastest path to a summer of accumulated fatigue, declining motivation, and a September that feels worse than May. The goal for May, June, and July is not appear. It is not proving fitness. Exit July fit, not broken. That's it. That is the entire objective. Because the runner who manages summer correctly enters September with a training base intact, heat adaptation built in, and recovery discipline sharpened. That is the foundation the second half of the year builds on. Here is what that looks like particularly. Run by effort, not pace. Retire your pace targets for the summer completely. Replace them with two inputs, breathing and heart rate. If you can speak a full sentence, you are in the right zone for easy runs. Number 2, protect the floor, not the ceiling. You do not need to hit your peak winter mileage every week. You need to maintain enough consistent volume that your aerobic base does not erode. A smaller consistent training week is worth significantly more than alternating between hero weeks and crash weeks. And the third one quality session per week. In winter, you may run 2 or 3 quality sessions, threshold, intervals, and tempo. In Indian summer, with a full-time work, that number drops to 1. One controlled, honest, effort-based quality session is enough. Everything else is easy volume. The fourth one is 5:30 rule. 5:30 am versus 7 am in May is not a preference. It is a measurable difference. Approximately 3 to 5 degrees ambient and meaningful humidity. And the last one, recover like a race week. Hydration before the run, electrolytes during anything over 45 minutes, post-run nutrition within 30 minutes, sleep protection, not optional, not negotiable. If this video helped you understand your training a little better, consider subscribing. This channel is full of data-driven running content built specifically for the working professionals. This is Physiology, trained with